Hi students, once again welcome back to the world of English. We have already completed reading A, reading B of unit 3, that is Selfish Giant part 1 and part 2. Okay, and today we are going to begin with reading C, which is titled as The Garden Within. Okay, reading C is titled as The Garden Within. Now let's see the central idea of the poem. The central idea of the poem is that the persons in the society should believe in good and live happily. Then only they can bestow happiness to the heart of the other persons and make them smile. The person who has received the happiness should become hopeful. He or she must be thankful to the persons and try to reach his or her goal of touching his soul, which is serene at the feet of the Almighty. Now let's see the gist of the poem, The Garden Within. The poetess Celia Burrell is speaking about her heart, which has a beautiful garden within it. In the garden, beauty grows in fits and starts, but not continuously. She accepts genuinely that the smiling flowers in the garden are bestowed by other people who are sitting in the pleasant shade of a tree happy. So, the flowers have smiles as their petals. That means the smiles in her heart are bestowed by the others who are living peacefully under the divine shade of the Almighty. She says that her spirit is fed by the seeds which are ripened by the nutritious hope. That means that her spirit is filled with the great hope. So she says that she would be grateful to all those ascetic persons who bestow the happiness in her heart. She hopes that she would reach the goal of her life, finding the existence of the Almighty, which is touching the island. Okay? Before we get into the poem, let's see some of the meanings of the words that are present in the poem. Okay? First, in fits and starts. Okay, the meaning of in fits and starts, the way the two things match each other or suitable for each other, not continuously. Okay, what is meant by gratitude? Gratitude is a state of appreciation and thankfulness. Okay, showing your thankfulness, showing your gratitude, appreciation. Okay. Now let's get into the actual part of our text. There is a garden in my heart where beauty grows and fits and starts. Okay, there is a garden in my heart where beauty grows and fits and starts. Dear students, please understand, it doesn't mean that the poet is having garden in her heart. Okay, here the heart is being compared to the garden. Okay, the heart is being compared to the garden. Now, how do the plants grow in the garden? Do you find the same color, same size of the plant or the same colors of the flowers? Okay, they are different from each other, right? So the plants grow constantly and rapidly. Okay, the plants grow constantly and rapidly with the different colors, with the different sizes. Okay, do you understand? Which phrase in the stanza means constantly and rapidly here, students? Here it is fits and starts. Okay, the meaning of fits and starts is constantly and rapidly. Okay, where smiles are petals from the flowers bestowed by others from their bowers. Where smiles are petals from the flowers bestowed by others from their bowers. Let's see some of the new words that are present in the poem. Okay. Now, what is meant by a petal? Petal is a delicate colored part of a flower. Okay. It's a delicate colored part of a flower. Now, what is meant by bestowed? The meaning of bestowed is gave. The meaning of bestowed is gave. Bowered. Okay. Bowered is a noun. It's a pleasant place in the shade of a tree. Pleasant place in the shade of a tree. Okay. Now, what are the smiles compared to here? The smiles are compared to the petals of a flower. Okay. Smiles are compared to the petals of a flower. Now, what is meant by from the flowers? Bestowed by others. Okay, it's the human being is compared with the flower, right? And the smile that he or she shows is compared with the petal. Okay, so the smiles bestowed by others, okay, from their bowers. Now, what is meant by bowers? We have already learned. Bowers is a pleasant place in the shade of a tree. Okay. So simple. She accepts genuinely that the smiling flowers in the garden are bestowed by other people who are sitting in the pleasant shade of a tree and are happy. Okay? So the flowers have smiles as their petals. Do you understand? Nutritious hope reaps seeds to feed my spirit for its every need. Nutritious hope reaps seeds to feed my spirit for its every need. Okay. Now, before we get into the stanza, let's know some of the words' meanings. Now, what is meant by nutritious? Nutritious is good, useful for life and growth. Okay, now in order to have good health, we need to take nutritious food, right? Useful, very good food, healthy food. Okay, so the meaning of nutritious is good, useful for life and growth. Now, what is meant by reap? The meaning of reap is result. The meaning of reap is result. Now, what is meant by spirit? Spirit is the inner being rather than their body. Inner being rather than the body. Okay? Do you understand? So she says that her spirit is fed by the seeds which are ripened by the nutritious hope. That means that her spirit is filled with the great hope. Okay, simple. With gratitude, I'll reach my goal to touch the island of my soul. With gratitude, I'll reach my goal to touch the island of my soul. Let's see some of the words that are present in the stanza. The meaning of gratitude is being thankful. Okay? The meaning of gratitude is being thankful. The meaning of goal. The meaning of goal is something that you hope to achieve. Okay? Something that you want to achieve. Do you understand? So she says that she would be grateful to all those ascetic persons who bestowed the happiness in her heart. She hopes that she would reach the goal of her life, finding the existence of the Almighty, which is touching the island. Okay? Dear students, if you observe the poem written by Celia Bardell, the poem contains a lot of figurative language. Okay, now what does it mean, figurative language? The use of words to express meaning beyond the literal meaning of the words themselves. Okay, so we have imagery, we have metaphors, we have similes, we have personifications. Okay,